Hello everybody, I have a interesting afternoon to say the least. So it is currently a powerful 2:41 in the afternoon. We just now got done editing starting from scratch. It was actually supposed to go live like 11 minutes ago, but procrastination is a bitch. Somebody be blowing up my phone, but I ain't got time to talk right now because we have some shit to do today. So first off, as you can see, the state of the room is atrocious. It is an atrocity, and we got to fix some of that. We're gonna clean up in here a little bit while the video is rendering. Once the video is done rendering, while it's uploading, we're gonna take care of some errands we gotta do outside of the house, and then when we come back, I have to clear off my desk because I don't want to do anything while the video is uploading, just in case I accidentally or I have to turn off the power to my computer. So I want to make sure that it's done uploading before we do anything, because what I gotta do is for streams, I got this handy dandy little thing. What this is an HDMI switcher. So currently what I have to do, I record on two devices that aren't my PC. That's my Switch and my Xbox. On my Switch, I do my Shiny Hunting streams, Good Morning Mario, and on my Xbox, I'm recording Batman. We actually just got done with the main Let's Play. I'm currently off stream doing the Riddler trophies, so that way we can do the Riddler side quests and do all that in one go before we do the Batman DLC. But I don't like having to swap the HDMIs back and forth every time. It makes a clusterfuck for cables and it's just annoying. So I bought that so that way I have a remote and I can just swap between the two. So it just makes it a whole lot cleaner. But before we can do that, we gotta let things update, we gotta let things upload, and we got to clean up around here. So I'm going to just be tagging you guys along with me, and so that way you guys can see all the shenanigans that I get up to in the next like 8 hours before I have to stream. Also, side note, check out the shelf. The shelf is looking nice. That one's a bitch though. That one keeps falling. So I think I said this in another vlog, but I use these really strong Velcro strips because I don't want to screw into the wall. And the reason being is because I just don't want to screw into the wall, but these command strips hold up to 20 pounds. And I've used them before. Like these shelves, like you see this one right here, that's been hanging up forever, or that big one over there, they're all held up by Velcro strips. And if you get ones that are strong enough, they'll hold forever. These ones are the strongest that I could find at 20 pounds, but for whatever reason, this motherfucker keeps falling. And I finally got to stay. I was two things. I just not put Lucari plush up there. But we got the 5-headed dragon and the Spyro. I did have my big Pokemon statue right there, but it kept falling. So we might have to find another place for it. But for the time being, I think those shelves look dope as hell. Too bad the videos will never see them. That's just for like my personal satisfaction right there. But I think they look dope as hell. But enough procrastination. We gotta clean, goddammit! Okay, so the plan was for me to get a time lapse of me cleaning around here, that way you guys can see the progress. But sometime in the midst of me hitting record, backing away, 4 seconds in, it just decided it didn't want to record. So what we're doing now is we've made a bunch of progress. We've got the nightstand here cleaned up. That still needs to be dusted. The bed was a mess, as you guys saw earlier. It's still kind of a mess now. I'm gonna rectify this. These were sitting here. They're gonna go back once I dust the top of this. But the reason we stopped real quick, if I take a gander over here, is because the video got done exporting. So now we are uploading, which means we can now safely do our thing while it's uploading. I think it's gonna take, God, I don't know. The internet here is slow. If I had to guess, at 4% now, I just uploaded it, probably be live by 5 o'clock. So I think we're gonna do is while we still have some daylight, I gotta take some stuff to a storage unit, and I'm gonna dump some stuff there to make some room, because I now have a storage unit to keep some of my stuff in. I don't want to keep everything in there because it's a shared unit with another family member. So I want to kind of like not completely take over, but put a decent amount of my stuff that's not already in another spot in there, so I can have some more room in here for my cards. Because KK, wherever the fuck she might be down here, she thinks that it's funny to chew up my boxes where my cards are in, so I had to buy brand new ones. But that's them. This is now what we're going to be taking to the storage unit today are these. As you can see, all these totes are different consoles. We're going to keep the Switch one, the handheld one, the Series X one, and there's a PS4 one in there somewhere. We're going to keep those. and the rest of them I'm gonna put in storage because all the other games that I play on there, I either have a console that can play it or have other means of playing them. So we're gonna pack those up, and then if I ever decide, hey, I want to play this random PS3 game on stream, I can just go to the storage unit, get the console, bring it back, and I'll take the PS4, and as long as we're not playing on it, and take it to the storage unit and put it in there, and just kind of swap them out as I need them. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So we're about to hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, don't, no more. Let me stop. Okay, so now, as you guys can see here, it is much more roomier in here for activities. We got everything by the front door. I got to carry it all to the truck. And then, like I said, we're just going to put it in a storage unit. Everything's in totes. Everything's fine. It should be good. Everything should be Gucci in the storage unit. And like I said, anytime I'm just like, hey guys, we're going to play this PS3 game, I'll just go over to the storage unit, swap out the PS4 for PS3, we'll be all Gucci. So let's get everything loaded up in the truck finally. Okay, the consoles are loaded up. We're finally headed out. I'm hoping I'm in frame. I'm trying to learn how to use the back camera on my camera here. Because normally when I vlog, I use the front-face camera. But I'm trying to learn how to use the back-facing camera. I think you can get a wider angle with everything. And using the hand is not a big deal because as long as it's facing my general direction, it can pick me up. But using it on the arm that I use over here, it's a little more different. Because at least I can like double check myself with using the hand. But here, especially since I'm driving, I'm at the mercy of me making sure that I get it right the first time. But we're gonna head down to storage unit, dump this stuff off, and it dawned on me when I was leaving that Skyrim isn't ready for the day, and I don't have any more going up. So I also gotta be careful, because I don't want to knock these consoles out and break this. But I don't have let's do Skyrim up for the day. And you guys don't know, on my gaming channel NutPlays, I'm doing 100-day of Skyrim challenge, where I upload an episode of Skyrim every day for 100 days. And we're about 40 episodes strong. We've uploaded an episode of Skyrim every day for the past month. So I'm real happy about that, but I want to keep the streak going. And until we get to, like, it's rough until you get over the halfway point. And when you get over the halfway point, it's like a roller coaster. And all you kind of coast down, like, okay, there's no more like climbing the hill. It's all gonna coast down from here. It's another time that we got left. It's always been going down, but it's like now we got more episodes up than we do left. So it helps me in that mentality. Not that I don't want to play Skyrim, but you know, you play Skyrim if it's 30-minute episodes and it's 7 days a week. That's 3.5 hours you play a week, which some people sound like rookie numbers, but whenever you are recording other videos for your channel, as well as running multiple channels and having to edit all those channels yourself, it can be a bit daunting. So I want to get Skyrim recording when I get home. This shouldn't take more than an hour, if even that. The only reason it might take more than an hour is if I'm stuck to the gas or something. I'll put some light on here in the sunglasses. But so there and back should take around an hour, give or take, a little bit more. We'll say an hour 15, and give them the 15 minutes to go in, dump stuff off, leave. That gives us that. Because I want to be up by 6:30. It's currently 3:40, so 3:45. So that gives us back home at 5 o'clock. 30 minutes to record. That's 5:30. Let's say 10 minutes to edit, make thumbnail, because editing's nothing. So that gets us at what, 6 o'clock? It may be a little late. I would set it to be like, hey, go live at 6:30, but it might be a little late. But starting from scratch today was late, so and we are behind. Okay, we're not behind, but we're facing a school bus. Hopefully, they can pass it for but they have forgotten. Oh, thank the Lord. But I'll be a little late, but starting from scratch is late this morning, so this could be a little late as well. I have like both channels like, hey, don't feel bad. The other channel I have is late too, so
We'll do what we can. We'll do what we can. And yeah, I will see you guys at the storage unit.
Okay, we made it. And first off, I don't know what the fuck that noise is. I think it's the. Actually, I know what it is. There's a shooting range right next door. So I think it's just them shooting. But we here at the storage unit. I was gonna get some B-roll of me just zipping around the highway, but I forgot. The one thing that I have back here is I have these 5-row boxes. Remember how I said KK decided to accidentally hit pause in recording, but remember how I said KK decided to chew up on a bunch of them? Well, those are the ones that she chewed up. So what I'm thinking, let's put you guys right there, is I want to throw them away, but where I normally take my garbage is like another 20 minutes from here. So thinking is that there is a dumpster right over there, and I don't know if it's public use. I don't know if it's private, but for the storage units, there's a bunch of storage units over there, which makes me think that it is. So I'm thinking, I take it over there? If somebody says you can't throw it in there, I just simply say, Your Honor, I'd like to plead whoopsie daisies. But for right now, let's load this shit in here and get back to where we can record some Skyrim. No tripod, so I just have you guys kind of held precariously on this dresser here, but let's get this stuff loaded up. I'm gonna do the big one first. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I don't want to say anything too loud. So that way people could be like, ooh, electronics. Don't mind if I do. You open up your eyes and stare at me. You caught me looking. Oh yeah. You said I'm cooking this morning. Okay, as you guys can see, they are all stacked right here. We have the Wii, we have PS2, PlayStation, N64, the Wii U, that's the Sega Genesis, PS3, this is Xbox One, 360, and GameCube. All my consoles that I don't plan on recording anytime soon are right here. They are sealed up, so that way nothing can get to them. Goes back to my old apartment. Did I leave the key in there? Or did I leave the lock in there? No, the lock's right here. But in my old apartment, you know, back whenever I was like going hard on content creation, that apartment, unfortunately, the whole building was infested with roaches. Mine was from the bedrooms, because I kept all my food in like seal tight containers so I couldn't get to them. But like, they would still get into the sink and survive off of that. If you guys don't know, roaches who survive will actually eat each other. So we're gonna do a little something old school and prop you guys up right there. So roaches would eat each other. So they couldn't survive long in my apartment, but they could survive nonetheless. So keeping them in there, and I kept a lot of roaches out of them. Like no roaches got to those consoles because they're in those totes. And whenever I moved out, shut up. Whenever I moved out, I put my consoles that weren't in totes, and like those. And I kept them in there for like 2 or 3 weeks. So that way any roaches that were in there would die. And sure enough, 2 or 3 weeks later, also, side note, there's a whole ass transmission just sitting out on the side. But sure enough, 2 or 3 weeks later, all the roaches died. And I got my electronics back. So if you're ever moving out of a apartment building that you know is infested with roaches, any electronics you want to save, put them in totes. I wouldn't put every electronic together in one tote. I'll put them in separate totes to kind of like keep them from swarming and like eating each other. And just throw them in there. It might take you a few weeks to get your stuff back, but they'll eventually die. If you want to expedite the process, you just leave roach poison in there. So that way, if they do eat, they have to eat that and they'll die. And like I said, roaches are cannibals. So they will take those bodies and eat them. And so take the poison and die. That's why I don't like leaving poison out whenever I did have them, because my animals might get into them. And even if the animals didn't get into the poison themselves, they could potentially like find a roach and go, ooh, a snack. Eat the roach, and then so eating the poison. So I would recommend, if you got electronics and you have a roach infested apartment, get it, put it in a really good seal tight tote, and just leave them in there a couple weeks. You'll have all your shit back. But chores, at least ones that I can do right now, have been taken care of. Let's get back home. Let's get to recording some Skyrim, because we got a little over 2 hours before episode, I think 42 it is supposed to go live. So let's get back home. Let's get to recording some Skyrim. Okay, we are home now. We just ate some din. And right now we're just chilling for the moment, watching the boy Num Nexus, young Blizzus. And we just finished eating, so we're gonna sit down, record an episode of Skyrim, because it's gotta be up in about an hour and a half. So 30 minutes to record, 10 minutes to edit, and make a thumbnail for. So that gives us at about 40 minutes out of an hour and a half. So that gives us 50 minutes left to get it uploaded. I think it's gonna take a little bit longer than 50 minutes, so I'm gonna do what I did to start it from scratch and just upload it. Whatever time it goes up, it goes up. So let's get to recording.
Yeah. 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 Ooh, she says she want a back blown out.
Okay, so I've done a little bit more cleaning around here. I wiped off the dust from the fan. I gotta clean that back off again, just from where I had stuff. From there, over here to clean that, and I took everything off of that, put it over there. And I cleaned off the desk a little bit, but I'm trying to get my desk mat cleaned. I'm having a mini stroke. So that way, you know, while it's drying, I can be redoing the wires and stuff, because fun fact, Skyrim went live about 5 minutes late. That's fine. And I want to get this done, but somebody's been in the bathroom for the past like hour. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know if they're just taking the shit of a lifetime like Randy in that one episode of South Park, or if they're doing drugs. I'm having to wait on them because I have to use the shower to wash the mouse pad. Because the way you wash the mouse pad, and I'll show it in video if I can ever get in there, is use warm water, hand soap, and a scrub brush. So you use the hand soap on it, you gently scrub it with the scrub brush, get the whole thing, rinse it off, and you let it dry. And if you have like a darker colored mouse pad, like a black mouse pad, if you want to get all the dead skin out of it, the only way you can really tell is wait for it to dry, scratch it, and if you still see like, you know, the skin particles come up, you gotta wash it again. So I'm waiting on it to do that so I can wash it, but it won't get out of the bathroom. So we're waiting on that, and but after we do that, we'll redo all the wiring because we gotta go live in about 4 hours. So yeah, that's what's been going on. So they must have heard me, because not long after that last clip, shower came available. So I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to clean your big ass mouse pad, or any mouse pad really, but this is mainly how you wash like the big ones. So the first thing you're gonna want to do, make sure your water is warm. You don't want it to be hot because it'll unravel too much of the fabric. You just want it to be warm, so that way it'll relax the fabric and make it where it'll be easier for you to scrub it. So I'll place the mouse pad in question in the tub, and you just want to get it nice and wet and prepped for cleaning. Now this next step is where people get lost. A lot of people don't know exactly what to wash it with, or if you need specific things like laundry detergent or make a special mouse pad cleaner, which they do, but I just use regular old hand soap. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need anything like, oh, this one's got aloe in it. So long as it's not like uber strong like the medical shit, don't get that. So long as it's normal hand soap, you'll be fine. You're just gonna drizzle some of the hand soap on there. You don't need a whole lot, just need a little bit. Now you're gonna take one of these here scrub brushes, and you're not gonna go with the force of God on it. You're gonna do light circles all the way through. You don't need anything that's like super built. You're not scrubbing wood, you're not scrubbing dirt off a rock, you're not scrubbing tile, you're scrubbing cloth. And cloth can come unraveled, and cloth can tear. So, get a soft bristle brush, so nothing too crazy, and just gently go in circles for a few minutes all over the mouse pad.
Let's get down here, just like so. All over the mouse pad until this thing is completely covered and scrubbed down.
One thing you want to be careful when it comes to rinsing it off is that you don't want to go too hard on it, because again, we've relaxed the fibers. Putting on a hard jet to try to like rinse off all the soap, it's going to unweave those fibers to where your mouse pad isn't going to last as long, or it might even tear up as you're washing it. So remember, warm water. Don't put on like the hard jet like how it does that 1 setting that massages your back. Don't do that. Just the regular setting, even mist if you want to start out, and just let gravity do the work. Just spray it, hold it up, let gravity do the work to get all the soap out of it. See, I'm just using the normal setting to get all the suds off of it. And then once I get all the main suds off of it, I'll prop it up here, or I'll hold it up, and I'll let gravity do the work. I'm getting all the rest of that soap off. See what I mean when I say I'm letting gravity do the work? The shower is at its normal setting. I'm just rinsing it off like normal, letting all that soapy water come running off, letting gravity take its toll. Now, you can scrub the side of it if you wanted to, like the back side of it, but typically you don't have to because your hands and your wrists aren't resting on the back end of it. Your hands are resting on the front of it. So the only time I really wash, like scrub the back end of it, is if I spill something and it's like soaked all the way through. Like I've knocked a soda can over and it's spilled on my mouse pad and it's soaked all the way through. So that's whenever I'm like, okay, it needs to be a little bit more extra care. So I'll flip it over and wash the back out just to make sure that everything's good. But now we have a nice and wet mouse pad. Still got some soap on it just from where I've been touching it. So let me fix that real quick. But you just rinse it off. And my hands are just still covered in the soap, so grab that. And now what I like to do is I'll take it. Let's give it one last good rinse for good measure. And I'll take it and I'll flip it over the shower rail like that. Let gravity take out most of the water, because the back end's the pure rubber, so usually water doesn't like absorb there. If you dump a lot of water on it like we have, it will, but most of it's repelling. But most of the water is in the cloth, so I just flip it over like that, and until it's done dripping, I just let gravity do the work, let it drip dry, and I'll show you guys the next steps once it's dry enough for me to like take it out and do whatever the last thing is I need to do. All right, so once gravity has taken out most of the water, it's still very damp. So what you're going to want to do to dry it is lay it out. You're going to lay a towel for it, and then what you're going to do, you're going to flip the towel over. You just want enough overhang. It's hard to do this one hand. You want just enough overhang. Come over it like this, and then you're just gonna roll it up. I'm gonna cut here, but you're gonna roll it up in the towel. You're gonna roll it up just like that, nice and tight as you roll it up. That way the water, I don't know why I turned it vertical, but the water is gonna seep out into this as you tighten it, but you're not gonna leave it like that. You're gonna undo it. So kind of like you're unveiling something. Ooh, look at that. Look at there, looky there. Look at that beautiful mouse pad. Link in the description if you want to get one for yourselves. But we have that, and I'm really happy because I dropped, I had some chicken Alfredo, and I dropped some on the mat, but it looks like the stain came out. Now, you leave that to dry. What you do is, it's like a long process, because this is rubber, you're going to leave it out to dry. What I do is, I leave it out overnight, I check it, and then I flip it, because the back is still going to be a little damp. So I get a new towel, because this one's probably still going to be damp. Get a new towel, flip it, and let the other side dry on the towel. But if you want to go the little extra mile, what I do is get your air freshener of choice. This is just what I have. You're not gonna douse it, but a quick, just like that. Because fun fact, gamers, sometimes we smell like shit, and I don't like smelling like shit. So I spray a little bit of that on there. Gets in, not a whole lot, because again, the chemicals could damage it, but just a little spritz to make it smell good. Make it smell good for a long time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I do this at night because I let it set up overnight. That way it can get all the moisture out via just air drying it. If the sun is out and you can remember it, you can just leave it outside on a table for like 30 minutes if it's hot outside. Let the sun take care of it, but you gotta make sure you bring it back in, because leave it out there too long, you don't know what kind of bugs you get on it. Birds can get to it. You can leave it out there too long and it, like, the rubber just kind of like dry out, and you don't want that. So I would recommend leaving it in for about 8 hours overnight, dry off, and then you flip it before you go to school, work, whatever have you. By the time you come back, it'll be nice and dry, ready for you when you get back home. Or you simply leave it outside about 15 minutes, check on it, still a little damp, check the other side. If the underside is still super wet, flip it, do another 15. By the time 15 minutes is over, both sides will have dried out, and you're good to go. Okay, so we have vacuumed the floor a good little bit. I want to vacuum underneath there. Before I do, I need to clean out this monstrosity. So to do that, I need to grab this. Shouts outs to moms for getting me this for Christmas. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't under-fucking-stand what is in this bag. What is in this fucking bag? Get out of here. This is a vacuum slash air duster. And it's battery powered. And I use it to clean this bitch out. Watch this. Check this shit out. Do that. Get rid of all that dust, boy. Get rid of it. Now, obviously, I have other attachments, so I'm gonna get the like little pin needle nose thing, the precision one, and I'm gonna take it to the inside of this thing and dust it out real good. So that way I can just vacuum out the dust that comes out of it on the floor, vacuum up where it was sitting down there, and then I get to do the fun thing of redoing the cables. So, yeah, good cleaning, boys.
In my life, every day I'm trying to live in stress-free, 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 stress-free. Whole 9, I left the bullshit behind me. I'm in the suburbs, my nigga, come and find me. And don't think that I forgot where I come from. Where the fuck you niggas think I got this gun from? And now I bust a nigga quick, check my resume.
Well, ain't that about a bitch? As I'm in the midst of cleaning it, it decided to shut off. Like the battery just died on it. Which, to be fair, it got pretty much all of it anyways. Yeah, it pretty much got everything. Got all the inside. Y'all see all that dust I was finding out? That was nuts. But we're gonna close this bag up. And then what we're gonna do afterward, I believe, is we're going to vacuum underneath where it was, fix these cables up, and that'll be the cleaning done outside of getting the what is it, a desk mat done. So let's get this finished up and knocked out.
Come here.
One thing that I'm trying to make sure of is that there's this cable right here, and what that cable is a cable to my clock, and I want to make sure that everything is on my end on this side and that the clock cable is on that side. I was going to hang it up earlier because I used to have these little round things that hold cables on the wall or on a table or wherever, but I don't have any more apparently. So the next step is tomorrow when I get out of work to get some, and then round up the cable for the clock and get it hanging up out of the way. But for right now, I gotta fix all this shit to try to get it as neat and tidy as I physically can. But it's gonna be easier said than done. Holy shit.
Brilliant news, sir, as my phone light proceeds to blind me. I've also lost my hat. That's fine. You can see my hairline is receding much like my sanity.
This is the Elgato HD60S. That's what I use to stream and record all my consoles from this thing. Now, normally what I do is I take one of these. Where did it go? Where have you gone, you brat bastard? This. I used to take this. This is what's called an HDMI cable. And what I used to do, and hopefully won't have to do anymore, is I would have two separate HDMI cables, depending on what I'm playing. One for my Series X and one for my Switch. I record Good Morning Mario on the Switch, so it's always over here. I record my Shiny Huntings on the Switch, so it's always plugged in for that. But then I have to swap it out specifically for Batman on the Xbox. That way I can get the Riddler trophies and do my Let's Play on it. Which was very annoying until recently, where hopefully this little bastard will be able to solve my issues. I had to turn off the light, it was blinding me. But what this is, like I mentioned earlier, is a splitter. So what the plan was, if I didn't have this, was to try to organize the HDMI cables where I can get it to where I can just unplug, replug as smooth as possible. But if this works, I have a basket underneath my desk where I keep all like the main boxes to my power cables for my monitors. They all rest in there, so that way the isn't weighing on the cable that's plugged into the monitor to give them power. So instead, this will simply rest in there, and it will feed the other end. Like all these right here are inputs, and then there's one over here on the far corner, which is the output. That one goes into the capture card, the rest of them go in here, and it has a remote, and hopefully it will all work. And it won't know that it all works until it's all put back together, and I see that something has gone awry, and that it is not going to work the way I want it to. And I really hope it does, because we must go live here within the next 3 hours. It is 8:30. We go live at 11:30. I was supposed to get my mat out of the shower so I can proceed to dry it, but I can't because I have all this shit here, and it is a right mess. And I need to get all that done so I can bring that in there. And I want to get it showered up by no late. I wanted to be showered by 10, but I need to be showered no later than 10:30. So that way I can relax and just chill for a minute before we go live. We're going to be live with Master Duel tonight. I want to be in a good headspace because it's the dual championship thing, whatever. It's how you get invited to Worlds. So I want to participate in that, and I want to try to get as high as I can because you get gems as prizing. I'm trying to build a deck for Halloween episode for the channel, but I need gems and I really don't want to pay for them. So I'm trying to earn them so that way I can buy packs, decraft URs I don't want, and craft URs that I do want. But I'm rambling. I need to get this plugged in. We'll get everything else squared away, plugged in, and pray to whatever God you believe in that it works. So this end is going to go into the Elgato like so. And this end should go into this end. Now theoretically, like I said, once I plug in the consoles into this, I'm just going to drop it down there, and I should be able to swap between them to go into there. And I'll have to dig up another HDMI, which I have a plenty of down there from the consoles over the ass. Alright, we got everything plugged in, and the cables look the same, if not worse. I like how I said I was going to try and, get better cable management, but here I be. I think what's going to have to happen is I literally take everything out, and I get stuff that's, meant to help with cable management, and I literally just go one at a time. I'm not having to deal with, underneath the desk. Right now, everything's plugged in. That I can see it needs to be plugged in. And we're going to see if it works. Hopefully it does. Fingers crossed. Okay, so far, everything here is connected to the Wi-Fi. Everything's good. But the real question is, does the 4K splitter work? We're about to find out. We're going to turn... USB connection issue detected. Uh-oh. 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 I really hope I can fix that. So it says that there's an issue detected. that this needs to be plugged into a 3.0 port, but the problem is I had it plugged into this USB port, or this USB hub, and they're all 3.0 ports. Now, as dumb as I think it is that, you know, it does this, I have had issues with this in the past to where it just didn't want to work on specific slots. So I'm not saying that I don't need a new USB hub, but it's weird that this doesn't like some of them, but then like everything else I have does. So hopefully I'll be able to figure this out and get this working again. Okay, so either it can't get a good connection being underneath the table, or this remote is a piece of shit. But it shouldn't matter too much because I can still go underneath here, hit the button, and go back from the switch to the thing. I'm gonna leave it right there. But we hit a button and it goes back to being the Xbox. And if we go down here and we hit the button again, we hit a button. That's should be 3, 4. It goes back to the Switch, which is an improvement. Technically, I don't have to fiddle with cables. I don't have to reach underneath the table. Bars. But I think I'm gonna call that a micro success. I will probably still end up saving up more money to get a better one that, you know, the remote actually works. So that's gonna be that. But that was today's vlog. But I still gotta clean up all this. Oh, I forgot to fucking get the desk mat. So hang on, I'm gonna show you guys how to take care of the desk mat. Give me 1 second. But I'm gonna wrap up today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, the video, make sure to subscribe, and subscribe to the whole. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya. What?